Since dogs became human companions, thousands of years of companionship have created a deep bond between us. Dogs are not only our guardians, but have also become our friends and family. Puppy yoga has become a fun activity with dogs. On the yoga mat, the pups would snuggle, run, and jump around people, and even join in their movements. This kind of interaction is not only relaxing, but also effective in reducing stress. For dogs, it's also an opportunity to bond with their humans. Today, we're visiting a puppy yoga called Pawpals for a healing experience.
So I actually wasn't the original founder of this business. I was very lucky. At the time that Pawpals Yoga was being created, I was teaching yoga and I was asked to be a teacher at the studio. As after the first year of Pawpals being in business, the original owners were not able to continue on with the business. And at that point, I had fallen in love with the business and I was able to take it over and sort of blossom it into what it's become. So at the time we didn't have our own studio, it was a much smaller organization. Now we are a much, much larger organization. We have lots of corporate events, we have our own studio space. Really, I think the reason I got involved in this is because I love dogs and I love yoga. I wanted to find a way to do those two things together. Somehow, miraculously, I'm living my actual dream. I think how I felt the first time I did yoga with puppies is still how I feel with puppies. Every puppy, every time, there's so much joy that they bring. I will say that this is not the most amazing yoga class. You're not going to get the biggest workout. You're not going to get the greatest stretch, but it is the greatest wellness activity you can do. Puppies make you feel good. Puppies are very innocent. The love is very sweet. It feels like that every single time. It's heartwarming. So we don't select puppies specifically, we actually select breeders. We're very careful with what breeders that we will work with. We have a very vigorous vetting process to make sure that we are not just getting healthy puppies, but we want to make sure that we're getting really good breeders that are taking care of the mother dog, right? So we will ask for pictures and videos of the mom. My first conversation with a breeder is usually about an hour long. We just try to get a really good idea of how the dogs are being raised, where they are living, where they are being housed, how many litters the mother has had. And then when we find really great breeders, we bring their puppies in for 1 or 2 weekends just before they leave for their permanent homes. I think the biggest challenge with puppy yoga and running this business is to make sure that we are doing it in a way that is fun and entertaining and profitable, and more importantly, really, really good for the dog. We want to make sure that we're not taking advantage of the animals. I genuinely love dogs more than I love anything in the world. I have a dog named Teddy, and I think that every dog should be treated as well as Teddy is. And so we just have to make sure that the biggest challenge for us is always making sure that the puppies here are being respected and treated the right way. So we have a lot of protocols around safety, sanitization of your hands, and that sort of thing. We also have a lot of rules for not standing up with a dog, making sure we're keeping them safe that way. Just really respecting their autonomy too. So in today's class, a couple of the puppies were shy, and if they go into their playpen, we just let them, right? So we're not forcing them to partake when they don't want to. I think it's easy to be good to animals. In our hearts, we know what we should do for them, and sometimes when we don't do that, it's for greed or for whatever reasons, and I don't let that be a part of my business. Animals are always number one in this room. They're the biggest priority. You know, I have more than one customer who use our classes as a way to enhance their mental health. We have a couple of different people that I can think of off the top of my head who are here probably 3 times, if not every weekend of the month. They do it because it makes them feel good, it makes them smile, it brings them joy, and I think it's just that simple. Puppies are joyful, yoga is therapeutic, and put those two things together, it's a feel-good day. It's easy to feel good around animals, and it's easy to feel good when you are taking a moment to breathe deeply and stretch.
So I came to first puppy yoga class a couple of months ago, and then I immediately fell in love with it just because I love animals and love yoga, and I wanted to teach puppy yoga, and then I followed the Pawpals, and when the opportunity came up, I jumped on it and have been here ever since.
So I actually found out about it because I'm doing a podcast as part of my program at school. I'm a digital business management student, so producing a podcast all about pets. It's called For the Love of Pets, and I actually interviewed Gigi for the podcast. So then she invited me for a puppy yoga class. It was my first time doing it, and I really loved it. It was so much fun. Puppies are so adorable.
Oh, I love it. It's so much happiness. And just teaching yoga in general is amazing because you spread good energy, share it with the students and make people feel good by like making them breathe and move their body. But then having puppies in it is just like full happiness for everybody because they're so cute, and also you help puppies socialize them before they go on to their forever homes.
I think that as human beings, sometimes we have to present a certain image or a certain face to other human beings. We want to be tough, we want to be strong, we want to show up a certain way. And I think that the joy of animals is that there's no expectation to show up anyway but the way you are. You can be your most honest self, you can be vulnerable, you can be emotional. A dog will just love you anyways.